There are movies that mark your childhood, whether you want them to or not. And for me, that's High School Musical. Spoilers ahead. So, this is a musical about a school musical, but also about kids who can't express their true selves. I can totally get behind that. The general idea is pretty interesting, but the execution is a bit messy. Now, that probably had something to do with the fact that it was shot in 28 days. Making a whole movie in less than a month is wild. I'm old enough or young enough, depending on your age, to have watched this movie at its premiere. I remember Disney made a big deal about it back then, so I obviously sat through the whole thing. And it became an instant hit. I was in love with Vanessa Hudgens, the girls at my school loved Zack Efron, and everyone wanted to copy the choreographies from the movie for the school dances for years to come. And I remember someone playing We're All in This Together at a farewell event in my senior year, which was like 8 years after the release of the movie. Speaking about choreographies, that's probably the highest point of the film. It was choreographed by none other than Kenny Ortega, who's also the director. For those who don't know who Kenny Ortega is, he choreographed Dirty Dancing and directed the concert tour, This Is It, for none other than Michael Jackson. So he's kind of a big deal. That makes the fact that the shooting only took 28 days even more impressive, considering the logistics of making people dance properly. The acting could be a lot better though. The whole fake awkward thing is kinda silly, and other aspects of the film, like the outrage with Troy Bolton singing like he's actually running a drug cartel or something, were a bit much. Perhaps I'm judging it by today's standards. Actually, I am. When I was a kid, I liked it. And even if I didn't want to like it, Disney made sure I watched it as many times as I could. And hey, it has some iconic songs and moments that are just nostalgia fuel for me. The phones make me remember how old this movie actually is, and the outfits too. A lot of these things are made fun of on the series High School Musical, the musical, the series. Man, that's a long name. I'll probably make a video about that show too, sometime. Well, just the fact that there's even a show about kids making a musical about this movie is wild. It just goes to show how impactful this movie actually was. And I'm not a fan of musicals, as much as I keep watching them. But to be fair, back in 2006, I didn't know the difference between a movie with music and a musical. So there's that. The cinematography is alright. Considering it was shot in 28 days, it does have some errors and there are some things going on with the props sometimes, but I don't think anyone in the production expected it to become this huge. The budget was tiny, something like $5 or $6 million for a musical production with complex dancing sequences. And mind you, this was fully shot on film. Back in 2006, film reigned supreme. And that's probably why it still looks good. Movies and shows that were recorded on tape have awful quality and look very dated. This one doesn't. If you watched it growing up just because of the nostalgia, you'll enjoy it. And if you didn't, maybe give it a try and explore the world of 2006. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.